What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to check out a replay from the Stormgate beta. This was a couple days before the open beta starts, which the open beta starts today. This video should be going up the day of the start of the open beta. So this game was actually against Hera. So you guys might have heard of him. He's pretty he's pretty good at AOE2, so I've heard. So this was like his fourth or fifth game playing, so he didn't really know what he was doing yet. Where's the volume? There we go. So, in this game, I executed the build order that is in my build order guide, so I figured it would be a good game to show you guys, because you can see this build order in action, and you can also see right at the beginning, I make a very big mistake here. You do not want to place your Iron Vault or Conclave, or any buildings rather, this close to the Luminite, because now once I get up to 12 workers, some of them will start like walking around to the back to mine instead of walking to this side because they're blocked by the building. Thankfully, I realized that and I actually canceled the building, but it was a lot of wasted time here that I could have had units out, so that was a mistake. But yeah, I'm going for the build order that is in my build order guide here. So I'm just going to make a couple of units and start creeping on the map and then go for a second expand. I'm going to speed up this early game a little bit here. He's just harassing my... he's trying to harass here, but he can't because I already have my supply depot down and the fell hogs are kind of chasing him off. So you see it did a little damage to the worker, but not much. So now my buildings are coming up. He's already got a second expand down. He just went for like a naked fast expand here. He forgot to send his worker back to work. You can tell we're both new to this game, right? Very new to this game. But I had a good bit more experience than him at this point. I'm sure he'll crush me next time we play. But this we went for the expansion here, and now we're gonna start creeping on the map. So I've got a Gaunt, and I'm waiting on my Brute. As I messed up a little bit at the beginning here. What you guys saw, I had to cancel the barracks and rebuild it, so that's why the Brute is just now coming out. And now we're going to start creeping on the map. And just build up a little force from that and get some resources. And he's going for his third expand already. So this game, he hasn't built a military building. Like, if I had been a little bit more experienced, like if I had as much experience when I played this game as I do now, I would already be killing him in his base. Because at this point I'm always scouting, you know, now that I'm a little bit more comfortable in the game, I'm always scouting to see what my opponent's doing. And if I see they have no military buildings at this point in the game, I mean, I'm just going to attack, right? But, you know, this was pretty early on. I was still figuring the game out, and I was kind of stuck on my creep thing. I do the creep thing every game, and also it was Hera, so there was that little, you know, like, I think, oh, it's Hera, he's going to have units, you know. I'm just going to do the creep thing. But, yeah, I should have... If I scout right now, I just end the game. Before he built these barracks, especially. But it is what it is. So we did the creeps instead. We've got our second base, third base going up now as well. For us, we're a little bit behind him in the macro department right now. So at this point, I still should have just attacked. He really doesn't have any units, but it looks like I'm not going to do that, so... Yeah, I was definitely still just getting used to the game and getting a feel for, like, when I can dive. Like, I've already gotten a lot better feel for when I can dive, and you guys will see that in some of the upcoming replays I upload and some of the games I stream. Gotten a lot better at, like, knowing when to dive and knowing when to be aggressive, but now I've kind of let him build up a military, and, yeah, it's going to be more of a macro game at this point. I probably still could have attacked. He really doesn't have, like, a tower or anything like that. So, we just kind of macroed up this game. Fast forward a little bit. I just didn't feel like I had enough to attack into his base. I've lost a lot of games attacking into a Vanguard base too early. And their units... Now we're finally getting a fight here. And see, I just waited too long. If I had attacked earlier, it would have been like an overwhelming victory. This fight is pretty even, honestly, and we're trading a bunch of units. And so right here he walks a bunch of workers out because he was trying to expand this way or something. So this was a really big pickup for me. It makes this whole fight worth it to kill all these workers here. This is where I started feeling like I got an advantage. Once I killed those workers, it was like, okay, this fight doesn't matter as much anymore. It's time to pull back because we got a lot of value out of killing those workers, and I'm starting to lose all these units. There's defender's advantage in this game, right? Like, all his barracks are right here. And then maybe one more back here. So it's just like, he's just pumping units to the spot while all my military buildings are back here. So it takes longer for my reinforcements to get across the map. Just like in any other game, a little bit of a defender's advantage. But I'm happy with that trade because of the worker kills, mostly. And at this point, I'm moving out for a 4th expand. We've saturated this base and this base. Well, it's a little macro mistake here. I should have 12 workers here. But once again, I was still just figuring out the game, so I didn't know at this point, is it optimal to have 8? Is it optimal to have 12? Like, does the 12th villager collect as much as the 1st villager? And the answers to those questions, yeah, actually, it's 12. All 12 workers collect at the same rate, but then if you go above 12, there's no reason to have a 13th worker. The 13th worker will not gather any resources, so he's moving out for this expand again. I wish I had caught that. I wish in general I was a little bit more active with harassing and raids here, something that I'll improve on as time goes on. This was still very early, like I said a couple times now. So I'm still figuring the game out, playing pretty cautious, trying not to lose. So, we got our 4th expand up now. And I'm just doing the creep camps again since they respawned, and I can get units from this and resources. And yeah, it's just really strong. And we're going to go ahead and get into another fight here in a second. I'm just going for this vision camp as well. And so he doesn't have any med techs, which is a big... Like, if he makes med techs, I think... he might even have a better army than me right now, because he could heal up these low health units. As it is, I would be scared to fight this army. I don't want to fight this straight up. You'd see, I see his whole army here, I'm just going to back away. But at the same time, because I had the vision camp, I saw that these workers were coming out here to build this expansion. So where's my army going to go? Straight to this expansion. And this was a big moment. This was kind of like a turning moment for me. I did lose all 3 of these brutes here, which was bad. I wish I hadn't done that, but, you know, it did kind of stall his army from coming to fight this off. By the way, we missed this, but I killed all the workers here and stopped the expansion. So, that was a huge moment. And now we're going to counterattack as well in just a second here. And I'm starting to mix in some Spriggans, some aerial units. And I should have been mixing in some Magmadons as well. They're quite strong. We're just creeping a little bit here, and then we're going to go in for the big push. I was just checking to see if he had expanded here, right? But I really should have been checking over here. And before this fight starts, what's funny is he walked all the way around to expand this way. What I found out yesterday, guys, is if you didn't know, you can actually chop through these trees with a worker. So you take the worker, you attack move the tree, and he will cut it down. So you can cut through these trees and then just walk through to expand. But now the big fight's coming in, and I was definitely nervous during this fight. I felt like he had a lot more units than me, and I don't think this fight's going particularly well for me, so I end up pulling back in just a second. You can see I'm definitely losing the fight, so at this point I pulled back. I kind of thought I was going to lose the game, but I am getting a lot of reinforcements out, so I just pulled back, and I think here he was distracted with trying to figure out, like, I don't know what he was distracted with, just trying to do something, but he ends up taking a really bad fight in the middle here, and kind of overextending. And now I'm getting out the Magmadons. They have this crazy trample ability, which is actually really strong, although I popped it too early there. And also, he doesn't have a lot of exos shooting at these Spriggans, right? He's not really focusing them down, so these Spriggans are just doing damage for free. And yeah, I feel like we're cleaning up this fight here. He really should have pulled back earlier. And because of the gaunts, this is just going to snowball, right? Because every unit of his that I kill spawns another fiend. As long as those units are infested. They do have to be infested by the gaunts. But yeah, this was a really, really good fight for us. Kind of what sealed the deal on the game here. Because I think he and I have the same amount of bases, right? He actually has more than me. He's got like 5, and I only have 4 bases. But I killed a bunch of workers the whole time. So, not the whole time. I killed a bunch of workers in 2 different pushes, so I think that made a big impact on the game. And now I'm finally splitting some units off to harass. But this is something I've gotten better at doing way earlier now, as I got more comfortable with the game. But that was pretty much the whole game. He's going to try one more time to, you know, install this push out, but he just doesn't have enough, so. It was a really fun game. It was cool to play against Hera. I can't wait for him to kick my ass next time. But yeah, this was, yeah, the build order that I showed you guys in action, so hopefully you learned a little bit from this, seeing this on the ladder. And like I said, I'm improving this a lot more, so you'll see some better games to come with some better strategies, some more harassment earlier. And yeah, I'm going to be streaming this game on Twitch so this whole week while it's not under, because the NDA will be lifted during the open beta, so I'll be able to stream. So check me out on Twitch this week. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Yeah, have a good one.